Magandang araw!
Good day! I am Crystal Peña Paras,
And I am Jefferson de la Cruz
and we are the reporters in PE 409.
with the topic Global Societal Needs in Progress of Education.
Before we start our discussion, let's have a game called Peel the Cabbage. The mechanics of the game is you need to pass the cabbage to your classmates, and when the music stops, you will peel the cabbage and say something about the picture. Are you ready? Okay, so let's start.
Aking mata, ikaw na.
Okay, Jack. Peel the cabbage and say something about the picture. Okay, can you show us the picture? Okay, so what is that?
Education.
Okay, so say something about education.
Education is the process of facilitating learning or acquisitions of knowledge, skills, values, morals, beliefs, and habits, ma'am.
Okay, so thank you so much, Jack. Okay, so now play the music. Okay, pass the cabbage to your classmate. Jack, what should I do?
You need to peel the cabbage and say something about the picture.
Okay. Okay, so I think this is physical education. Physical education is education through physical. It aims to develop students' physical competence and knowledge of movement and safety. That's all, ma'am. Okay, Ryan. Reminder, this is a physical education class, not our recess time.
It shows a teacher, ma'am. I think teacher is a person. Joke. He or she also provides education for people or student like us. They're one also who teaches us or instruct us on what to do in school. That's all, ma'am.
Thank you, Ryan.
Hey, Tina! It's your turn!
Okay. Okay, so I'll peel the cabbage. What's this? Okay, this one. I think this is a progress. So progress is defined as a movement towards refined, improved, or desired state. So that's all, ma'am. Okay, class, very good. So I know that you have now an idea of what will be our topic for today.
Knowledge is food for man, because in absence of knowledge, man cannot grow his food. The first thing that strikes in our mind when we think about education is gaining knowledge. Education is a tool which provides people with knowledge, skills, techniques, information, enables them to know their rights and duties toward their family, society, as well as the nation. It expands visions and outlook to see the world. It develops the capabilities to fight against injustice, violence, corruptions, and many other bad elements in the society.
Education gives us knowledge of the world around us. It develops in us a perspective of looking at life. It is the most important element of the evolution of the nation. Without education, one will not explore new ideas. It means one will not able to develop the world because without ideas, there is no creativity. And without creativity, there is no development of the nation.
Importance of education in our society. Education is an important aspect that plays a huge role in the modern, industrialized world. People need a good education to be able to survive in this competitive world. Modern society is based on people who have high living standards and knowledge which allows them to implement better solutions to their problems.
Role of education in society. Education is the social institution through which society provides its members with important knowledge, including the basic facts, job skills, and cultural norms values. One of the most important benefits of education is that it improves the personal lives and helps the society to run smoothly. By providing education, poverty can be removed and every person can provide their contribution to developing the country.
Sustainable global education progress. The most effective means of achieving sustainable global development is solely quality education. Everyone has a role to play in improving the quality of education to meet the ambitions of the agenda in 2030. Governments, teachers, schools have a vanguard role to play, along with parents and students themselves.
The process starts by pointing out the gaps in high quality and equitable education. This huge gap has created a learning crisis in global education, which in turn is a widening social gaps as well. To fill these gaps, there is an urgent need of a strong education system.
How can we attain the goal of quality education?
The process can start with ensuring the enrollment and attendance at the schools.
Significant progress is possible when countries prioritize the concept of learning for all. This progress is just the beginning of a global movement, with every student in every country learning about the basic life skills and approaches for sustainable development, from well-trained teachers equipped with resources and well-designed curriculum.
To help resolve the dire crisis of education in the developing countries, concrete and strict policies should be recommended by the policymakers.
Every stakeholder, government, teachers, parents, and even students in the education sector needs to work towards the implementation of these policies. Also, the performance of these policies need to be assessed and monitored timely.
The educational framework for action needs to be introduced strictly and to review functions to catalyze and monitor progress.
There is an urgent need of educational reforms and persistence as well.
With a well-designed set of commitments and targets, coupled with effective education programs, can instill the importance of achieving the equitable, high-quality education for all. 5 ways to improve education in developing countries.
The focus of the educational system needs not only to bring more children into school, but also to improve the quality of the educational system itself. Here are 5 ways to improve education in developing countries.
First, reduce the cost of education. Second, school lunch programs. Third, educating parents. Fourth, a new educational model. And fifth, improved resources for teachers.
These methods to improve education in developing countries will continue to encourage student enrollment and most importantly, will ensure that children stay in school and learn more while they are there.
December 31, 2019, ipinaalam ng China sa World Health Organization na may kumakalat na sakit sa isang seafood market sa Wuhan.
Papunta na sa tinaguriang red line ang pagtaas ng COVID cases sa Pilipinas.
Hindi po pabor si Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na ibalik na ang face-to-face classes para sa susunod na school year.
Ang vaksin mula China ang unang posibleng mapa sa kamay ng Pilipinas sa Marso 2021.
Physical education has been one of the most challenging subjects to teach online. Teachers are working incredibly hard, but the irony is students need physical education now more than ever. Not just physical health, but mental health. Physical education centers on physical activity and is clearly distinct from general knowledge-based subjects. Therefore, online physical education classes require special preparation and operation to communicate and practice the values of physical education well. Currently, as in-person school attendance and online classes are occurring in tandem around the world, there is a need to examine whether online education classes are being held and conveying the values of physical education appropriately.
Difficulties in conveying the value of sport in online physical education classes remained in the modified technical practice. This value included maintaining health through physical activities, cultivating community consciousness through physical activities with friends, and developing sports etiquette through sports participation. Students engaged in online physical education classes often cannot secure enough space to effectively take part in physical activity and also have limited access to supplies and equipment needed to follow online physical education classes. Thus, the participants running the online physical education classes used supplies that were readily available at home, which necessarily reduced the physical education units that could be taught. This led to a shift in focus from competition, which is a major part of in-school physical education, to health and physical activity challenges in online instruction.
Now is the time to change how we approach education.
The world is changing in ways we can hardly imagine.
This is an opportunity to make positive changes. Now is the time to change how we think, trying new things that we have always been told were impossible because systems are so deeply entrenched.
These excuses no longer hold. Practically, every system has been thrown into state of upheaval. People may soon be ready to reconsider certain ideas that have been dismissed in the past.
In the current crisis, it is becoming increasingly clear that the purpose of education is not simply to gather information that is readily available. Education is about honing the skills of critical thinking and analysis.
It is about lifelong learning and about helping children become self-driven learners. One of the ways to achieve that goal is to foster a love of reading from the earliest years of a child's life. The circumstances we find ourselves in today offer an opportunity to change how we teach our children.
The past weeks and months have shown us that changes in education we thought were impossible, such as distance learning, can actually be implemented relatively quickly. It will still require hard work to make these new approaches function sustainably. But this is not just a simple skeptics have suggested. Because of the indiscriminate nature of coronavirus, people all over the globe find themselves in similar circumstances. And because of technology, we are all connected. Thus, we are at a juncture in human civilization in which change is possible.
New solutions have long been available, but we have failed to implement them, not because of lack of money, but because of the bureaucratic obstacles and deeply entrenched systems. Now, we have a chance to change how we approach education and to help our children grow into avid readers and intrinsically motivated, thriving learners.
The COVID-19 pandemic has forced unprecedented global shutdown.
The impacts on sport and active living have been transformative, complex, and highly uneven. Sport mega events and sport leagues have been cancelled, closed, or postponed. And fitness centers, rehabilitation centers, and sport clubs have all been negatively impacted. Closed schools requires changes to the physical education. Sport businesses have been threatened with bankruptcy, and exercise professionals lose their jobs. At the same time, online physical training is more available than ever. The loss of training facilities at social locations has potentially huge health impacts for the individuals.
Although this is a global pandemic with many nations following the same general path in terms of lockdowns and social distancing, it has affected different nations and regions in different ways with different intensities. Some nations have had several weeks of social distancing and even curfew, with huge impacts on lifestyles, behaviors, health and well-being, and negative effects on clubs, organizations, in sports and outdoor life.
Students, parents, and educators around the world are feeling the extraordinary ripple effect of the novel coronavirus. As schools are shutting down and quarantine methods are being ordered to cope with the global pandemic.
While governments and health officials are doing their best slowing down the outbreak, global education systems are collaborating collectively respond and providing quality education for all during these difficult times. Our job is to help everyone in providing quality education for all, even in these exceptional times. Thank you for listening,
Keep safe.
and God bless.